What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Ladyhawke from her 2008 self-titled album. Thank you again to Phil, as well as to Mark, who's been commenting on the first couple reactions. And the next tune in the playlist is My Delirium. Not yours, the person in the song, Luca. But yes, so Delirium, a confused and maybe even unhinged state of mind. And if you're applying it to yourself with the pronoun my, it suggests that you are regarding it as a delirium, which is to say, it's not someone else claiming that you're in a delirious mental state, but you are in fact describing your own mental condition in that way. So I wonder what's causing the narrator's delirium. I wonder whether there is any suggestion or hope of relief. And I wonder the context in which this delirium is taking place. So, yeah, the words themselves are quite clear, and yet what situation they will be taking part in or how they came about or how it came about is not indicated. I'll see if I can catch enough to make sense of it on my first listen. Are you alright, Luca? I think she's alright. So here we go. This is Ladyhawke. The track is My Delirium, and it's from her 2008 self-titled album. love it. I absolutely love it. And again, I definitely hear the like 80s vibe, but with slightly more modern production. So, yeah, I enjoy the sonic aesthetic of the album so far. So, yeah, again, like an 80s synth pop sound, but brought forward in time. I also enjoy, there were some different keyboard layers. I mean, there was that dynamic synth bass, there was an energetic guitar, but there were also these, I think it's probably just like keyboard chords, but it was sort of like string synths, I think, that were in the background, and those added a lot of depth to the sound. I enjoy her voice, and there was a moment there at the end where it sort of echoed into the background, then came back into the foreground, so I enjoy some of the things they do. And yeah, like lyrically, if I'm hearing certain lines correctly, it sounds like there's been a breakdown in communication and she's maybe been left hanging by this other person. So maybe like she's trying hard to restore the connection, but the other person is at best indifferent and maybe even like gaslighting her or something. Like, is it playing with my delirium? Stop playing with my delirium. So yeah, it sounds like, and she's saying like the longer this goes on, like the harder she's gonna fall, something to that effect. So yeah, it feels like she can't move on. There was a line like, watching the world go by outside, but she's stuck like inside. So it feels like she's trying to recover some more symmetrical or balanced state of affairs with this other person, but again, they're maybe unsympathetic to that and or actively increasing or being callous toward her and her delirium. So yeah, it feels like an unfair situation, but she is essentially calling it out and insisting upon the other person taking her more seriously, trying to communicate with her directly, or at the very least not intensifying or aggravating her delirium. So yeah, she's not in a good place, but at least she's, fighting back in a way is what it sounds like. But again, loving the 80s meets modern vibe on the record, and I'm looking forward to much more. Again, this is cool because, it was one of the, I was going to say deep dips, one of the lucky dips in Phil's folder, which reminds me, I need to get back for another Phil dip in the not too distant future, hopefully sometime this week. But yes, I like the way certain lucky dips have caught my ear enough that it's like, oh no, hold on, I have to hear more from this artist, and I'm very happy to be going through this album now, and I think there's at least a couple more albums in the umbrella folder, so yes, more Ladyhawke coming. Do let me know what you think, and Luca, who I think is turning a bit mischievous at this point, and I will see you next time. Peace.